Ahem. Father,
What?
father,
Well,
father.
again?
Well, you see it like this, father.
Like what?
It's not easy to explain, father.
If it isn't, then come back when I'm through with the paper.
Better now, father. It's about money. Well,
Money? What money? Well, you say I'm busy.
I need money.
Need money? Aren't you working already?
Yes, but it isn't enough.
How much are you earning?
800.
800. Why you're earning almost as much as your father?
You don't understand.
I don't understand.
Don't misunderstand me, father.
Aba, you just said I don't understand. That means I'm not capable of understanding. Now, you say not to misunderstand. You meaning of I'm capable of understanding pala. Make up your mind, Roberting.
You see, father, what I'm driving. I want my old allowance.
Jablos! You want your old allowance. You're working and earning 800. You don't pay me a single centavo for your board and lodging in my house. And now you're asking for your old allowance.
I have so many expenses, father.
How much have you got saved it up in the bank?
How I can save anything?
So, you have nothing in the bank. What kind of gifts do you give your girlfriend? Flowers? 20 or 20 pesos flowers. Que hombre este! When I was courting your mother, I used to give her only money or balut.
Yes, I remember quite well. If you only knew what my mother used to say after you used to give me money or balut, kakuripot naman, she'd say.
Pero Petra, this son of ours is earning 800. He doesn't give us a centavo for house expenses. And on the top of that, he's asking for his old allowance. Where in the world have you heard such a thing?
I know a place where the children work and don't give their parents any money and still ask for their allowance.
Where?
In the Philippines.
Aba, how ilustrada you are, Petra.
You're not going to get a centavo.
But, mother,
If you've no money to ride in a taxi, take a jeepney.
jeepney to visit a girl? I...
Ay? What? I'm calling the servant.
Demonstrate with that servant, having the same name as the owner of the house.
I'm going to kick him out soon. He broke your plate again.
Again, I don't know why he always breaks my plates. He never breaks your plates or Roberting's or Nena's. No, he breaks only my plates.
Opo, senyora.
Did you make that sign I told you?
The one you told me to make.
Of course.
The one you told me to write. Wanted. Mocha ako.
I'm talking to the servant. Well, did you do it?
No, senyora. I didn't make it.
And why not?
I forgot how to solve the burden. I suddenly remember now.
Que estúpido! Hala, go out and make it immediately.
Where's Nena?
Asleep in her room.
At this time? It's 11 o'clock.
Anyhow, it's Sunday.
Has she heard Mass?
I suppose she did at 4.
And so Nena went to the party last night without a chaperon.
It was the first time.
I hope nothing happened.
What could have happened? We discussed this already yesterday.
Yes, I know. But imagine a Filipino girl going to a party without a chaperone.
After all, she didn't go out with Fred alone. She went with her friends Lolita and Luding.
Yes, those two girls. Since they arrived from abroad, they've been trying to teach our daughter all the wrong things they learned from those places.
Wrong things? Ay, you exaggerate, Francisco. Are you through with that? So soon?
I finished it last night, Senyora.
Last night?
Opo, Senyora.
Tubido itong taong ito. Let me see it. All right, hang it out there in the window. I said outside, not inside.
Francisco. He had to be my namesake.
As I was saying, Francisco,
Were you talking to me, Petra, or the servant?
what are you still doing here? Go back to the kitchen.
Did you call me, Senyora?
Hoy, you! I'm married to the senora.
Yes, Senyorito.
Therefore, I'm not the señorito anymore, but the señor. Understand? I'm going to change your name. From now on, you'll be called Francis.
Francis po?
Yes, Francis. Understand?
Why not Paquito, Senyor? Or Paco? Or Francisco Quito?
Because I don't want it. Now get out! Your mother told you to take a jeepney.
But I'm visiting my girlfriend.
Visiting girls at this time of the day? It's nearly lunchtime.
She called me up. She say I must see her right away. It's very important.
Roberting, you went to the party last night?
Yes, father, with Leah.
You went to the party unchaperoned?
Does Roberting need a chaperon?
I'm not talking about Roberting. I'm talking about the girl he took out.
Well, if you're going to lose your temper, I might as well be in the kitchen.
Yes, father.
Yes, what? You young modern people, do you realize that in my time when I was courting your mother, her father, her mother, her 3 sisters, her young brother, her grandmother, first 5 cousins and 2 distant relatives sat in the sala with us?
But why so many, father?
Because in those days, we were more careful about a woman's reputation.
But in those days,
Don't tell me those days were different. Outward things change, like the styles of women's dresses and men's ties. But the human heart remains the same.
but in other countries.
There you go. In other countries, the Philippines is different, my son. Our climate, our traditions, our innate psychology, all this makes our people different from foreigners.
But my girlfriend has studied abroad, Columbia University pa. Filipino girls who have studied in our country acquired the outward custom and mannerism of Filipino tradition and temperament different from ours. But a Filipino girl can easily change her temperament. It is inborn.
Somebody's at the door. Francis!
Who's Francis?
The servant. I gave him the new name. Paquito. Francisquito.
Yes, señorito.
No. My son Roberting here is the señorito, but I'm the señor. See who is knocking. Tell him to sit down.
What do you want?
What do I want? Haven't you got any manners?
I said, what do you want to we?
Why don't you speak more dearly?
What shall I tell the owner of the R?
Who's the owner of the house?
The señora, of course.
Why, is she a widow?
Not yet.
Tell your senora I want to see her.
Which señora?
How many senora do you have in this home?
There's Señora Petra, Señorita, Nena.
Stupid. Call Senora Petra then.
Opo, sit down. Here are some cigars.
Yes?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I saw that sign at the window.
Yes?
It says wanted a muchacho.
Why yes? Are you by any chance a detective?
You flatter me. Senora, a girl told me that I am very good looking.
Really? That is very interesting.
Women sometimes tell the sweetest lies.
Do you mind if...
Of course, I don't mind. Go ahead and ask any questions.
Do you mind if I ask what I can do you...
I'm applying.
Applying for what?
I'm applying for the job.
What job?
That.
You mean...
Yes, I'm offering my service.
You mean... You wish to be a muchacho?
I wish you wouldn't be insulting, Senora, but I want to be what they call in Europe a mayordomo. A mayordomo, you know?
You mean...
Yes, that's what I mean.
Well, for a minute, I mistook you for an haciendero or a movie actor.
That's right. I don't look like a muchacho or mayordomo. My mother always used to say I would amount to something. My mother wanted me to marry one of the president's daughters.
Daughters? You mean the president of the Philippines?
Yes, why not? Is there anything wrong with that?
And you wish to work here as a mayordomo?
That's it.
What can you do?
I can watch the house when you're out, accompany the children if you any to the movies or to parties.
What else?
I can do many other things. I can even sing.
Never mind your social accomplishment. What's your name?
I was baptized Marcelino, but my mother calls me Pablo because I remind her of her brother who spent 2 years in jail. But my friends, that is. My intimate friends calls me Paul.
I'll pay you 80 pesos including board and lodging.
I'll take the job.
Good. You can start by washing the dishes.
The dishes? But it's time for lunch. Haven't the dishes you'll use for breakfast been washed yet?
No, because our servant Francisco always breaks the plates, so I told him this morning after breakfast not to wash them yet.
I wish I had some come after the dishes had been washed.
Right? Ask Francisco for instructions.
Where's the Sunday paper?
Oh, so you're awake. How was the party last night?
Mother, where's the movie page?
Probably your brother Roberting is looking at it.
You're awake at last. Have you had breakfast?
Breakfast when it's nearly 12?
How was the party?
So,
Aba, where are the cigars, Petra?
Why? I placed half a dozen there this morning.
Half a dozen? I've smoked only one so far.
I wonder.
I'm wondering too.
I'm still sleepy.
Wait a minute. Nena, sit down.
What is it, Father?
So you went to the party alone last night?
This Francisco naman, I told you she was out with Fred.
Anyhow, I hope that's the first and last time you go to a party unchaperoned.
But there's nothing wrong, Father. After all, I'm an uneducated girl.
Good morning.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, you and Petra.
Won't you sit down?
I'd rather remain standing. Cheh.
This is your son Fred, I imagine.
Don't imagine. He is my son.
So he is your son.
Supposing he is. What's that to you?
I was just thinking, he doesn't look like a bit like you.
Certainly not. He's the spitting image of my third husband.
Do sit down.
Are you trying to insult me by implying I've no chair at home? Cheh.
What can we do for you?
Ask him.
What is it, Fred?
Speak up, my son.
Your son? Your son, eh? So you and your daughter NENA have the sign on my son. Yeah, well, you won't hook him.
What are you talking about?
Your son is very stupid. As stupid as you are.
As me?
And positively.
Don't you dare touch my son, Che. You should advise your daughter to stop going to parties and chaperone. People gossip and include my son.
Mind your own business. Tell your son to stop looking dumb.
I never saw such people, Che.
Get out of here before I call the police.
We're going, Che.
Bini, alam mo ba kung paano nahulog sa'yo? Naramdaman lang bigla ng puso. Aking sinta, ikaw lang nagparamdam nito. Kaya sabihin mo sa'kin ang tumatakbo sa isip mo. Kung mahal mo na rin ba ako, isayaw mo ako. Sa gitna ng ulan, mahal ko. Kapalit man ito'y buhay ko. Gagawin ang lahat para sa'yo. Alam kong mahal mo na rin ako. Bini, sabi mo noon sa'kin ayaw mo pa. Pero ang yakap ngayon'y kakaiba. Hindi ka ba nalilito? Totoo na bang gusto ko? Huwag nang labanan ng puso. Alam kong mahal mo na ako. Kung ganon, halika na't huwag lumayo. Isayaw mo ako. Sa gitna ng ulan, mahal ko. Kapalit man ito'y buhay ko. Gagawin ang lahat para sa'yo. Alam kong mahal mo na rin ako. Isayaw mo ako. Sa gitna ng ulan, mahal ko. Kapalit man ito'y buhay ko